What's up? It's Charlotte Stevens and the Ancestors. Good to see all of you. Hope you're well. If this is on YouTube, like and subscribe. If it's on TikTok, like and subscribe. I wanted to talk about more about having ADHD and just this past week, which has been a lot. You may notice my glasses are different, and that's because I am at the age where I frequently take my glasses off. And then because I have ADHD, I don't know where the hell I put them. And then I can't see. I can't see them because they're gone. So these are my backup glasses. I'm hoping that my glasses will reemerge. But these are, the types of problems people with ADHD have. And I'm grateful that I have backup glasses. Otherwise, I'd be screwed. ADHD is undiagnosed ADHD has wreaked havoc on my life. And I would say every aspect of my life, my social life, my professional life, the way I feel about myself, with my mental health, my physical health, everything. And if I had been diagnosed earlier, just to have the knowledge of it's not my fault would have been really good for my mental health. I might cry. Because that is one of the biggest things that I've internalized that I didn't realize I was internalizing, was feeling like a massive failure, just letting people down. And really, we also are very sensitive to letting people down, but we also often let people down often. And I didn't want to be somebody who let people down, but I did, right? Because I had to cancel plans, or I forgot about plans, or I forgot about your birthday, or or I'm having a meltdown over something small, or whatever, right? Or I lost something that, was really important, or I lost something of yours that was really important, or I made a careless mistake and broke something of yours, or said a joke that was, out of pocket, or so there's just been so many things throughout life where I'm like, oh, that's why this is how I unintentionally rub people the wrong way and can't help it. And I've noticed that all my life. And it's like, I want friends, right? And I have friends, but it's like, I don't always feel, because of the ADHD, I don't feel like people like me. That's so sad. I really like me. I'm likable as fuck. But I feel like people don't like me because all throughout my life, there's been some people really vibe with me, and some people are like, what's wrong with you, right? Like low key, like, what's wrong with you? And especially because as a Black woman, I'm not supposed to be outgoing. I'm not supposed to be singing to myself and dancing in the streets. I'm not supposed to be, losing stuff all over the place, but that's been my reality. So I think about jobs I've lost. I've lost a lot of jobs. One of the jobs, my cash register it never added up, right? Like whenever I would do at the end of the night, it never added up. And I would try so hard. I'd be late a lot of times to jobs. I could not pay attention during the long ass meetings they would have. I couldn't keep up with emails. My mailbox when I was a teacher was always overflowing. There was just so many things that were attributed to my ADHD that I didn't know. And so you internalize those failures. You internalize, who wants to be the person who's constantly losing their job, right? And especially when you're fucking brilliant, it doesn't make any sense. So everybody around you doesn't have any empathy or any compassion. So like, get it together, right? Get your shit together. What's wrong with you? And it's like, when you undiagnose, your whole life, you end up saying that to yourself. What the fuck's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And you feel like a pariah. Another thing that how ADHD impacts me is that I can't do crowds. I can't do large groups. I have a friend who goes on an annual trip with 30 other dudes on like a boat, or I don't know where it is, but I just I could not, it's too much energy. And I'm impacted by other people's energy too much. So I couldn't do that. Or even like conferences where a 2-day conference where you're networking, I can't do that. I'd be fucking depleted. And then I would be so angry. Minor things, I have road rage. Minor things piss me the fuck off. I have to really do a lot of self-soothing to not commit homicides. And that's hard to manage, right? It's stressful on the system. My marriage was definitely impacted by my ADHD. He wanted a traditional wife, which I don't know why I picked me to begin with. But I could not keep up with the laundry. I could not keep up with, cooking. I could not keep up with keeping the house clean, especially when I had 2 young children. It was just, and then once I had children, the hormones mess with your ADHD. They make it even that much worse. So for a lot of us, we can fake it. We can fake the funk until we can't. Until a lot of times it's a hormonal surge that derails us and we hit a wall. And when I was married, I mean, to be honest, I mean, when I got married, I was pregnant. So I was already in a hormonal state, and it really just, and then I had another kid. So the whole time I was married, I was undiagnosed, bipolar and ADHD, and did not have, and had all those hormones going. So it was all bad. Um, and then there's just so much stigma. So even when I got to the point where I finally could talk to my husband at the time, it was my ex-husband now, about what I thought was my depression, he didn't have any compassion. He was just like, get it together, like, that's weak. Like, just, we don't have time for this shit. Like, he was very inconsiderate. He was very heartless. And that's prevalent too, that when you do finally figure out what the hell's going on with you and you tell everybody, hey, I'm actually not an inconsiderate, flaky bitch. I just have, have these different conditions, right? There's not a lot of empathy. There's not a lot of compassion. So I've had friendships. I had a friend who flew out to see me. I totally kind of forgot that she was coming to see me. I was pregnant at the time. I was going through so much. I had very fluctuating energy. I made plans to meet up with her. She couldn't meet up with me. And then when she finally could meet up with me, I was just like, I don't have it in me. And she just couldn't forgive me, right? She was just like, I came all the way out here and I paid all this money and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, look, I made time for you. For us to get together and I was going to get up early and go do these things with you. And then you flaked on me. And now you want me to be available in the afternoon. And I'm not. Like, I was pregnant. Like, I was thrown up all the time. And I was bipolar and ADHD. So I've lost friendships, I've lost jobs. My marriage didn't work out. My health could be better, right? Like, I forget to eat. I don't stay hydrated. I forget to, like, really nourish myself. So it has been detrimental. Living with ADHD undiagnosed has been detrimental to my life. I know I would be much further along in my life if I didn't have this condition. My finances aren't great. My credit score is not that good. I'm behind on taxes. Like, all those things, right? And again, I thought, I'm just incompetent. I just don't know how to adult. Everybody else knows how to do this and I don't. Like, why does everybody else have all these plans in place and I don't? Like, what the hell? And this whole time it's been my ADHD. Remember, there was a time that I could not, I was paralyzed on the couch. My father had just passed. We were a week into a COVID, and it was my birthday, and I was fucking depressed. And I could not figure out, I was supposed to go to my sister's and go eat over there, but I couldn't get to her house because I just didn't have it in me. And then I was trying to figure out how to feed the kids because I couldn't figure out I couldn't cook anything. I didn't have it in me. And then even just ordering something, I was too difficult. And I remember I called my sister, like, can you help me? And it just sounded so pathetic to be like, I can't feed my kids. Like, what do you mean? Right? What is that? What, do you not have enough money? Are you physically paralyzed? But it's just like, but I can't. Can you help me? Can you order some food and send it to my house? That's what I called my sister to say. And I felt so pathetic having to make that call, right? Having to say that to somebody, like, just felt like, and I know that she didn't understand it either. So I'm sure she was like, yeah, I'll do this, but I don't understand why I need to do this. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And so I don't have a relationship with my sister. And I know a lot of it is because of my undiagnosed mental health issues. We don't have a relationship. That's my only sister. That's another way that this condition has impacted my life. So it's serious, and I hope that people will take this seriously. I hope that people will really question, if this is something that they're living with, because the impact is terrible. Like, I have bipolar, and bipolar 2 sucks. Don't get me wrong. When my bipolar is flaring up, it is horrible. But the difference is my ADHD is all day, every day. My bipolar comes and goes. It's seasonal. It comes in waves. But my bipolar is all day, every day. And my bipolar my ADHD is all day, every day. And my ADHD has been here since day one. Right? I remember my first meltdown was in kindergarten. And I've been having meltdowns from kindergarten until 44. So not knowing what that is and just thinking that you just can't get a grip on yourself. What the fuck? Get it together, Charla. You got, 4.0 GPA when you took 7 classes. You saw graduate summa cum laude. You were student by president of your college. Why can't you handle this shit? ADHD. So emotional regulation is something that we suffer with. It's not just executive functioning, but also regulating our emotions is a big deal. And it has a pretty detrimental impact on our lives, which is why I encourage women, especially Black women, to go see if this is what is going on with you. Have an event on Eventbrite. It's called It's My Time .eventbrite.com, where I'm talking about Black women, entrepreneurship, and mental health. You can check me out there. I am a business coach and empowerment coach for badass Black women, especially if you're neurotypical.